Hey everyone, Emron here, and welcome back to English with Emron. Have you ever noticed yourself saying or like way too much when you speak? We all do it. It feels natural to fill those gaps when we're thinking. But in the IELTS speaking test, those little words can actually lower your fluency score. The good news is that we can fix this. With a few simple techniques, you can break free from fillers and speak with more confidence and clarity. Let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about why using fillers like and all those little sounds we make can actually hurt your IELTS speaking score. You see, the IELTS speaking test is designed to assess your ability to communicate effectively in English, and one of the key factors they're looking at is fluency. Fluency is all about how smoothly and effortlessly you can speak. When you use a lot of fillers, it disrupts the flow of your speech and makes it sound hesitant and less confident. Think about it this way. Imagine you're listening to someone give a presentation, and they keep saying and between every other word. It's distracting, right? It makes them sound unsure of themselves, even if the content of their presentation is brilliant. The same goes for the IELTS speaking test. The examiner wants to hear you speak confidently and naturally, without relying on fillers to buy yourself time to think. They want to see that you have a good command of the language and can express yourself clearly and effectively. Now I know what you might be thinking, but Emma, everyone uses fillers sometimes. It's just natural, and you're absolutely right. Even native English speakers use fillers from time to time, but the key difference is the frequency and the way they're used. In everyday conversation, we might use fillers occasionally without even realizing it, but in a formal setting like the IELTS speaking test, it's important to be more mindful of your language and try to minimize the use of fillers as much as possible. Alright, let's make this super practical. Imagine you're in the IELTS speaking test, and the examiner asks you this question: what are the benefits of traveling? Now, a response filled with fillers might sound something like this. I think that traveling is, really important because it helps people learn about different cultures and broaden their horizons, Can you hear how those fillers make the speaker sound hesitant and unsure? It's like they're struggling to gather their thoughts. Now let's compare that to a response without fillers. Traveling is incredibly beneficial because it exposes people to different cultures, broadens their horizons, and helps them develop a more global perspective. Which response sounds more confident and fluent? The second one, right? Even though both responses convey the same basic idea, the one without fillers is much more impactful and easier to listen to. So how can you avoid falling into the trap of using too many fillers? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in the next chapter. Chapter 3. My top techniques to eliminate fillers. Now the million-dollar question: how do we actually reduce those pesky fillers? Don't worry, I've got your back with some tried and true techniques that have helped my students tremendously. Technique number 1, embrace the power of the pause. I know, silence can feel awkward, but trust me on this one. Instead of filling those gaps with ums and uhs, try pausing for a beat or two. This gives you a moment to gather your thoughts and allows the listener to process what you've just said. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, you'll find that those pauses actually make you sound more confident and in control. Technique number 2, become a master of connectors. Connectors are words or phrases that link your ideas together smoothly and naturally. Instead of saying, I also like to, go hiking, try this. In addition to reading, I'm also an avid hiker. See how much smoother that sounds? Some of my favorite connectors are furthermore, moreover, on the other hand, and in contrast. Technique 3, record yourself and analyze. This one is crucial. Grab your phone or any recording device and record yourself answering some IELTS speaking practice questions. Then, listen back to the recording and pay close attention to how often you use fillers. You might be surprised by what you hear. Once you've identified your filler hotspots, you can start practicing replacing them with pauses or connectors. Technique 4, practice, practice, practice. Like any skill, reducing fillers takes time and effort. The more you practice speaking English in a conscious and deliberate way, the more natural it will become to speak fluently without relying on fillers. So, find opportunities to practice speaking as much as possible, whether it's with a language partner, a tutor, or even just recording yourself. And there you have it, practical strategies to banish those fillers and boost your IELTS speaking fluency. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Each time you catch yourself about to say you have a chance to choose a clearer, more confident way to express yourself. Start practicing these techniques today, and I promise you'll see a huge difference in your fluency and your confidence. For more IELTS tips and tricks, hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey to English mastery.